Not that I trust MPs for a second, but it's nice to know they can somewhat think about us little people, eh? Hi, it's me again, and this headline I want to talk about today stuck out to me a bit because I travel around Europe a bit and I spend a fair bit of time in Spain. Well, last week I was down in Spain and I had to stop and put some diesel in my rental car, right? And it was 1.54 per litre euros. But I forgot because the Spanish government did a thing last year for 12 months to help the people out and gave you 20 cents off a litre. So it might be advertised at 1.54, but when you actually go and pay, it's 1.34. 1.34 a litre. It's still 1.83 round near where I live in Essex. And I stumbled across this because something's got to be, it's absolutely ridiculous. I mean, coming up through Calais, the most expensive place in Calais, I didn't stop there, was 1.65 a litre, which by the time you convert it into pounds is much cheaper than what we're getting down here in the southeast. So something's got to be done. And it looks like the MPs are starting to sort of assimilate with us common folk somewhat and pretend to be on our side, probably so they can keep their expense accounts, I guess. Have a look. Almost 30 MPs demand petrol and diesel price cuts to prevent appalling war on drivers. It's the government that's causing the appalling war on drivers. They just don't want us driving. They're doing everything possible to make travelling as unpleasant as possible, aren't they? Not just through air travel, but on the roads as well. Roads are an absolute nightmare and being completely priced out of it, and then the cost of fuel. It's almost like they don't want us driving, isn't it? And they can say what they want about what's causing it. All nonsense. It's absolute nonsense to me. I don't get it. For other countries that are in the same boat as us, first world countries, well, Spain a first world country? Probably not if you live there, obviously. Bit bitter, but no problem. It's how can they do it cheaper? How can France, which is 10 miles away from Dover, how can they be significantly cheaper? It doesn't add up. It doesn't add up, does it? In a letter to Chancellor Jeremy Hunt, Dame Andrea Leadsom said there should be an independent regulator designed to scrutinise fuel prices in the UK, dubbed Pump Watch. She said, "It's time for the government to debate Fairfuel UK's excellent idea for a new Pump Watch commissioner to monitor and stop bad practice on garage forecourts." Yeah, we talked about that on this channel before, didn't we? Because when the wholesale price of fuel goes up, the forecourts are immediately putting their price up. Immediately, even though the fuel they're selling was bought at the lower price. Because it lasts a little while, right? You've got tanks under the ground and all of this. It lasts a little while. But when the wholesale price for fuel goes down, well, they don't lower it immediately because the fuel they bought was bought at a higher price. How's that fair? How's that fair? They used to make between 2 and 5p a litre on fuel. That's why petrol stations sell crisps and fags, and all of them seem to sell coffee now, because that's where they make their money up. But now, according to, is it the Tax Alliance or something, they could be making, I know it was the RAC, wasn't it? They could be making up to 20 pence a litre. Now, I'm not against companies making profit. That's fine. I don't have a problem with that. But you've got to be fair about it. If you're going to put the price up immediately when the wholesale price goes up, you've got to bring it down immediately when the wholesale price falls. That's called fair. Something's got to be done. I don't know. What can you do? What can you do? Communism, I guess. That's what you could do. Although, no, let's not go down that route. I'm already demonetised on a lot of videos in the last couple of weeks. Last week, a group of 29 Conservative MPs signed the letter to the Chancellor, including the former Home Secretary, Priti Patel. Between October the 10th and December the 8th, petrol prices fell just 3%, despite wholesale costs tumbling by 22%. Diesel prices have been even slower to react to market changes, with some drivers still paying over £100 for a full tank, despite wholesale costs falling around 25%. To be fair, even if fuel was £1 a litre, I'd still be paying probably £100 a tank. A stupid Range Rover purchase that I made that I am regretting buying the big diesel Range Rover now. And I can't sell it. Who's going to buy it? So I'm a bit stuck with it. That's probably why I'm so cross about fuel prices, because I'm stuck with this great big bloody Range Rover. I could sell it if I tried. But it is a fair point, isn't it? You know, if you're going to put the prices up quick, you've got to bring them down quick as well. And we are being ripped off. As I say, I paid 1.34 a litre in the centre of Malaga, in a busy place full of trucks and everything, on a motorway. You'd think it would be higher. Right, 1.34 I paid. Convert that into quids. What's that, 1.28? Something like that, 1.28 for a litre of diesel. God, you can only dream of prices like that over here. Howard Cox, founder of the Fair Fuel campaign, said, For years and years, there's been a foul stench of sickening exploitation hanging around thousands of garage forecourts, despite the falling wholesale and oil costs. We should be seeing fuel price signposts across the country 10 to 20p per litre lower for diesel and petrol. Yeah, that is the other interesting thing I've noticed, right? I mentioned on a previous video when we talked about this that I visit my mum in Clacton quite regularly, and on one of the sort of the country roads in where you come onto Clacton bypass, there's an independent on the left. And the independent, there's only one of them, is far cheaper than the automated, no person in control Asda one down the road in the centre of Clacton. How does that work? How can Asda be selling fuel for more than an independent who's got a shop and got to staff it and all of that? And the Asda one is just one of them automated ones. It's profiteering. Asda used to be the cheapest. How can an independent be cheaper than a major supermarket with unmanned pumps? Something's wrong somewhere. So yeah, no real point. I wanted to rant about it because I travel through Europe and I see the fuel prices in first world countries similar to ours, just sometimes slightly better food, mostly Italy, a lot cheaper than what we can buy here, even though we have a fuel industry here. So it beggars belief. I don't understand it. And 30 MPs jumping on this bandwagon, yeah, that's good. That is good. But when was the last time an MP actually achieved something? Are they just pretending to understand what us little people are going through at these times with the cost of everything? Don't know. Let me know what you think about it all down in the comments below. And as always, thanks for watching, and don't forget to hit the subscribe button if you haven't already, because that way, hopefully I'll see you in another video again soon. Ta-da.